I'm 26 years old and I've never asked a girl out. Unusual? Well, based on the reactions I get from people when I say that or when they make a joke out of it, I'd say it's pretty unusual. So let me take you back to 3 months ago. I was in my office doing my work, and a bhai came in to the store, and he was talking to my admin, and they were talking for a bit, and I just decided to go in the front and just see that if he needed any kind of help. The more I talked to him, the more I realized that he was lost. अनि he यस्तो हेर्दाखेरि young अलि young नै थियो अनि overweight देखिन्थ्यो अनि the more I talked to him, the more he reminded me of my old self. So I sat him down and I talked to him, and I didn't even realize that I've been talking to him for damn near 45 minutes. So let me take you back 15 years to my past to show you the things that actually transpired that led me to the circumstances I just mentioned and made me into the person I am today. This is my origin story. Growing up, I was always fat, and I was fat shamed throughout my childhood and teenage life. I became so identified with the word fat that anytime I heard someone say mote, I instinctively turned over because malai bolaira jasto लाग्थ्यो. I was made fun of, I was harassed, I was pointed at, laughed at for almost 15 years. So yeah, basically I spent the whole of my life getting bullied and tormented. I had moobs, man boobs. So people used to make fun of me for it. मान्छेहरूले त साथीहरूले हुन्छ नि छक्का भनेर जिस्काउँथ्यो, समात्न आउँथ्यो, shit like that, you know. अनि girls used to call me ugly. There have been several instances where girls actually said you and cha straight to my face. I had 47 size jeans at my heaviest. People my size, people my age had like what, 30? Maybe 32. अनि storeहरूमा पनि maximum 40 पाउँथ्यो के. So just imagine 47. Finding clothes that fit my size was damn near impossible. अनि हाम्रो shopkeeperहरू पनि त्यस्तै जिस्काउँदै बस्यो, ए भाइको साइजै पाउँदैन, shit like that. So people laughing at me, pointing at me, making fun of me, that being normal occurrence for me. But it just didn't stop there. I studied tuition from grade 1 till 10 with my cousin who was in the same class as me. Unlike a failure like me, he was the class topper. And my tuition teacher used to beat the shit out of me every single day because I wasn't as good as him. अहिले पनि मलाई कपाल तान्यो भने कान तान्यो भने दुख्दैन के, like झापड हाने पनि it doesn't hurt like it should. So I think that's a good thing. But how bad was I? In a class of 30 people, I consistently scored in the top 7. But apparently that wasn't good enough. Like अहिले पनि people right now I meet right now tell me that I'm a funny guy and I post funny shit on like social media. But I wasn't always like that. I was so tired of being made fun of that I actually started making self-deprecating humor. Just because I wanted to laugh with people. That was my defense mechanism. And it worked. I don't know why it works, but it works. So yeah, that's basically it. Oiliko humor is because of that, so I think that's a good thing as well. Bullied throughout my childhood, Bullied throughout my childhood, be it school, be it outside, be it home. I never fit into society, or it felt like society didn't want me. I was very into anime, cartoons, and superheroes because I just wanted out of this fucked up reality. But it was 2004 back then. Anime and like superhero wasn't as mainstream as it is now. It wasn't as cool. So yeah, I wasn't good looking. I was never good enough for anyone. I was just a nerd. I was never, ever, ever good enough for anyone. What should have been the best years of my life turned out to be hell because people made me feel less human. They made me feel like I didn't belong. Over the years, because of all of that shit, it hit me hard and I deal with mental health issues. I have a lot of insecurities and unresolved issues that still affect my daily life. I'm very self-conscious about myself. I have body dysmorphia, which is basically body image disorder. I have zero self-confidence and I'm emotionally damaged. I'm 26 years old and I've never asked a girl out because I'm very scared of being called ugly again. I'm very scared of being called you straight to my face. It's like being followed by a voice. It knows all of your insecurities and it uses them against you. It gets to a point where it's the only voice that I can hear. At its darkest, I have hallucinations and panic attacks that keep me awake at night and I have to cry myself to sleep. Never did I think that at 10 years of age, life would be so difficult for me. I deal with all of that shit right now. Just because I was overweight, just because I was a bit bigger than normal people. अहिले पनि लाइक साथीहरूले अब त्यतिखेर पनि साथीहरूले भन्छ नि या ब्रो यतिकै जिस्किरहेको हो नि साथी साथी बिर्सिनै जिस्काउन नपाई बाल हो नि ब्रो बिर्सिहाल्छस् नि cause fuck my feelings, right bro? Probably they were bored, probably they had insecurities of their own, probably they just wanted to feel cool, superior, whatever it may be. People just kept bothering me, And I was always like, sorry. And the major question I had was like, why me? Because I felt like I was always nice to people, and it bothered the fuck out of me when people treated me that way, because it was like, what did I ever do to you for me to be even subjected to all of that? Calling someone mote is not bullying. Doing shit to him that you wouldn't do to anyone else, making him feel different, that is bullying. Right now, I'm very vocal about bullying. Social media, real life, doesn't matter. But the thing that angers me the most is when people say that I'm overreacting, that I'm being a drama queen. So you're basically saying that the fact that I still feel fat and ugly, the fact that I have so many insecurities in my life right now, the fact that I have episodes of depression and panic attacks, the fact that I'm in a point in my life that I need therapy, you call that overreacting? Whatever, man. How hard is it to say sorry, Anyways, back to my story. In all of this chaos, food was my one comfort. Food was what brought me peace at the time. Because my max weight topped at 130 kilos at 18 years of age. 18 years, man. All of the bullying wrecked me mentally. I started having nightmares about getting bullied and spent a lot of nights crying, wishing I was never born. Then I got hit by two heartbreaking nightmares. In the first one, my friends took me to a club to dance, and they made me dance in the middle of the dance floor while the whole club watched and laughed at me. Second one, they didn't let me play FIFA because they said I was too fat. म मोटे रिसाएर त कन्ट्रोलले नै खाइदिन्छ रे मलाई त बस्न ठाउँ पनि छैन रे shit like that, and that broke my heart. It was in that moment I decided to get rid of the weight. But trauma is trauma, and ever since then I stopped playing FIFA, and I have never danced, and I probably never will. I joined the gym the next day and I started dieting. To break a habit of almost 15 years wasn't easy, but I didn't make any excuses or exceptions. And I weighed myself after 6 months, and I weighed in at 95 kilos. For the first time in a very long, thank you. For the first time in a very long time, the scale showed 2 digits instead of 3. But I was still 95 kilos. I was still fat compared to the normal person. So the bullying never stopped. And that was what led me to the weight room. Because I wanted to look like someone you wouldn't want to mess with. And yes, that was basically my motivation to lifting weights. But there's always a but. I started getting injured a lot. I consulted several doctors. सबले त्यही भन्यो बाबु तिम्रो त जोइन्ट्स नै विक छ त्यो ममको पनि त्यस्तै रहेछ ग्रान्डमा पनि त्यस्तै रहेछ किन वेट जानु पर्यो जाऊ न स्विमिङ जाऊ न रनिङ जाऊ न shit like that. I finally found something that I loved, but professionals were telling me not to do it. I went into depression and used food as a coping mechanism. I was an emotional eater, So if you weight बढ्न थाल्यो त्यस्तै भयो. And I just decided to play football after college because I wanted to take my mind off everything. This happened months later. But when I stepped into the pitch, this asshole from the Utabada said, "Oi mote keeper boss re." We used to have that small goalpost, so yeah. I remember this clearly. "Oi mote keeper boss. खेल्न नआए पनि मतलब छैन. तँलाई त केही गर्नु पर्दैन. चुप लाएर बस, पोस्ट हाकेर बस. हामी जित्छ अरे." And that broke my heart. All of the old memories started coming rushing back in, and everything went black after that. Despite working so hard, people still made fun of me. I was already depressed, and that pushed me over the edge. I went back home and I cried. I've never cried so much in my life. I was in rock bottom. And that was the lowest point in my life, even lower than when I was obese. I didn't have a support system. I couldn't talk about this with my parents. साथीहरु पनि देख्नु भयो नि त्यस्तै जिस्काउँदै व्यस्त छ. I didn't have a trainer. I didn't have anyone to motivate me. I just wished that I had someone at the time that who could pull me back and tell me that it was going to be okay. But I had no one. यति बेला पनि Facebook, Instagram popular हुँदै गएको थियो. Like, I wasn't socially active back then, but I used to follow people's posts. I've been a huge fan of The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, since his wrestling days. And his posts were the only thing that kept me going at the time. His posts were the only thing that made me smile. Hearing his stories, his struggles, how he overcame it, was the only thing that kept me sane, was the only thing that made me believe that I could do it as well. And as luck would have it, I came across another guy by the name of C.T. Fletcher and his video, The Strongest Man You've Never Heard of. He was 54 years old back then, and he had heart issues. He had already gone through open heart surgery, and doctors told him not to lift, because if his aortic valve was to pop from the strain of lifting weights, he'd die on the spot. But you know what? He told the doctors to piss off, because he'd rather die doing something that he loved rather than sitting at home watching TV. Right now, The Rock is the biggest entertainer, and CT, he's 59 years old, and he's one of the biggest fitness influencers in the world. Both of them had their back up against the wall, but they powered through because they believed in believed in themselves. I was in pitch black hell, and it felt like they reached out to me and told me that everything was going to be okay, that it is okay to feel, but what matters is that I picked myself up and I believe in myself. They saved me from my darkness when no one else bothered, and that was the biggest turning point in my life. That was when I stopped playing the victim and decided to fight back. That was the moment I decided to believe in myself, even if no one else did. I joined the gym the next day, and I trained hard. I ate a strict diet. I even spat out my own birthday cake for 2 straight years. There were no cheat days. There was not one day I felt like I was going to break. I was focused. I was disciplined. I was driven. I was 95 kilos when I started, and I got back down to 69 kilos in 18 months. From an obese 130 kilos, I lost a total of 61 kilos. That's one person. I then bulked up to a healthy 85 kilos before I had to get surgery done on my left shoulder because all the past injuries. Now here's the thing. Injuries and surgeries are very hard to deal with, especially if you're a lifter, because you can't do shit for 6 months. Things start playing in your head, insecurities start to surface, and you see your body progress deteriorate every single day, and you can't do shit about it. But I didn't lose my belief. I didn't lose hope, because I knew I was gonna come back from this, because I had my heroes with me. I had them looking over me. I wasn't gonna let them down. I wasn't gonna let me down. That was the mentality they had in me. And I rehabilitated, and 2 years post-surgery, I'm bigger, stronger, happier, and healthier than ever before. People tell me that I have so much willpower, so much self-control, so much work ethic, and they wish they had it. But I am here to tell you, this is not something I wish for. This is not something I was born with. This is not even something that luck gave me. This is something that I worked for. This is something that I gave my blood, sweat, and tears for. This didn't happen overnight or by accident. I sacrificed my time, my effort, my sleep, and the food I love to eat for this. This happened because I stopped running from my pain. I chose to embrace it and allowed my pain to push me from where I was to where I needed to be. And that pain is now part of my product. I turned my tragedy into triumph. This happened because I refused to give up. This happened because I believed in myself. And now I can proudly say that I'm the first ever sponsored athlete for the physique workshop. To think a gym would want me to be their athlete. To the people who don't know, an athlete is another word for ambassador. And this is the proudest moment of my life because one, I was always fat. Society never thought I was good enough, but they acknowledged me. I ain't good looking. I don't have a hot body. I barely even have 1,000 followers on Instagram. I was a no one, but they acknowledged my hard work, my struggles, my journeys. They thought I was a someone. And two, my hero, The Rock, is a sponsor athlete for for Under Armour. And that made me feel like I'm that much closer to him and becoming someone like him. So yes, thank you, Physique Workshop, for acknowledging me. Thank you for valuing my existence. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for telling me that I am good enough. Besides that, I'm a fitness writer and I'm a fitness coach. Yes, people actually pay me to help them transform their bodies. And I'm the CEO of Fitness. It's a company, fitness company, with the goal of educating and awareing people about fitness and helping them achieve their fitness goals. Coming back to the start of my story, this was where I met the young bhai I was talking about. Seeing him so lost and having gone through so much myself, I wasn't gonna let that shit happen to him. So I sat him down and lectured him for damn near 45 minutes. He met me a few weeks ago and he told me that he lost 20 kilos. He thanked me and he even gave me a portrait that he drew of me. And that hit me hard. To know that someone actually took time out of their life to do that to me, it was the nicest thing someone had ever done for me. To know that you impacted someone's life positively. After having cried so much because of all of the negative shit, this was the first time I cried because I was happy. Who would have ever thought that at 130 kilos that this would be possible for me? This happened because I put in the hard work with my own two hands, my anchors, all of which wouldn't have been possible if The Rock and CT didn't teach me to believe in myself. I guess I would have never seen me finding peace without them. My heroes, I thank you. To the overweight people, to the kids getting bullied, to the people struggling with life, to the people getting told that they are not good enough. Do not lose hope, do not lose faith. It's okay. I am standing right here. If I can do it, so can you. Whatever you got going on in life, be it fitness, be it work, be it anything, always remember, do not let anyone tell you that you can't do something. Stay dedicated, stay disciplined, work hard, never give up, and most importantly, believe in your damn self.